Good morning, good evening, whatever time it may be to you. Just wanted to say thanks for joining me in another episode. Today is a Journaley episode, and I wanted to speak about 2 points that a two-part message of just two things that I collected from. The second message is from a while ago, and then the first message is more recent this year. I came across it in a book that I started reading and completed a few months ago. But before getting any further, let's get into it. So these two messages, the first part is from a book called Legacy by James Kerr. And the author, I don't know if this is from the author or if they're quoting someone in the book, but they said this message, and it says, "What is my job on this planet? What is it that needs doing that I know something about that probably won't happen unless I take responsibility for it?" Now, I shared that a few weeks ago with a friend, and I wanted to share it with you, the listener, because I think it's so important. Because in this world we live in, everyone has a purpose. And when I say purpose, people often think that thing that will change the whole wide world. But purpose can be as simple as changing a room, changing a household, changing a friendship circle. Purpose doesn't necessarily have to mean changing the world. You could have something within you that could change the aspect of something in your household, between you and your family, or something at your workplace, or your friendship circle. And unless you decide to do something about that thing that nobody's going to take responsibility for it. As the author said, what is my job on this planet? What is it that needs doing that I know something about that probably won't happen unless I take responsibility for it? If I was to use a household example, say maybe the household or the workplace, actually, I'll use them too. Say in those two areas, maybe communication is lacking in those areas. It's not easy for people to communicate to one another, to say hello to one another, and you know that. It's your responsibility to be able to commit to that action. It's important for you, the person who can identify that there's something missing, to be able to try to put that into the space you are within. Because again, if you don't, who's going to do it? So I really hope that makes sense. But that was the first part of the message. Before going any further, I just wanted to shout out Journaley Banger, who created the theme song for the podcast. This is just a snippet of his track.
Gravity, hey, gravity, lay, gravity, hey, gravitated off.
If you haven't already, give the song a play. To move on to the second part now, this message is from Nelson Mandela, and I heard this for the first time through Denzel Washington, who gave a speech at a university somewhere. And what he was quoting from Mandela was, "There's no passion to be found playing small in settling for a life that is less than the one you are capable of living." Just like the first one, this is so important because in the first message, the first part, I spoke about that everyone has a purpose. Now, that purpose, in order for it to be put into the world, there needs to be an action. And again, when Mandela said, "There's no passion to be found playing small in settling for a life that is less than the one you're capable of living," everyone has that something within them that, whether it's you're a businessman or businesswoman, whether you're a doctor, whether you're an entrepreneur, whether you're an actor or an author, a songwriter or a singer, an athlete. These are things that people all around the world are capable of doing. Now, the thing is, only a handful of people, I would say, actually commit to those things. You see a lot of the time people, how would I put it? I'll just repeat what the thing said of people settle for a life that is less than what they're capable of. From speaking to you, you might be in a position where there's something on your heart that you feel you want to pursue or you want to do. And the thing with that feeling is it's easy to get the feeling, but it's hard to get the pursuit to pursue it. It's hard to actually take that step towards it. And so, again, this message is a reminder so that when you do get that feeling, don't ignore it. Don't try brush it off. Don't try forget about it. Don't try run from it. Run to it, Go pursue that feeling. If you want to write a song, write a song. If you want to write a book, write a book. If you want to be a doctor, go study for it, If you want to be an entrepreneur, create yourself a business plan, create yourself a business idea, and try and make it happen. Like, don't just settle for what's easy because it's easy. Challenge yourself, push yourself. Thank you for listening. And these are just messages, again, that I heard in the past that I wanted to share because, I don't know, if you get a piece of wisdom or if you get a piece of advice from somewhere, it's important to share it because who knows, maybe someone else out there may have never heard it and it could benefit them. So if you've never heard these things, I hope that you can reflect on them, maybe implement them into your life. And thank you for listening. Also, before I go, next week, I'm super excited for the next episode coming up. I got an interview and I had the opportunity to speak to one of my good friends. I'm gonna leave the details until tomorrow, Wednesday. I'm gonna share all of that on Instagram and on the Facebook page, but I'll just put that out there now. It was a wonderful interview. I'm so fortunate to have spoken to the people I've spoken to in the past, and just this past guest I had was just such an incredible person, incredible story, and I really look forward to sharing that with you. But thank you for listening. Have a good day. Before checking out, I wanted to say thank you for listening. Make sure to subscribe and follow Gravitated Arts on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube. Plus, hit the notifications bell to be notified every time Gravitated Arts drops.
Did it for my team, for my peeps, for my G, for who need it. Showing up on days that I couldn't see a reason. Showing up on days I would rather lay and sleeping. Showing up on days I disconnected, they connected, now we gravity, ayy, gravity, lay.